जय राधा माधव जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधा जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजना यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजना यमुना तीर वनचारी यमुना तीर वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजना हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे हरे Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda Radhe. Jaya Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda Radhe. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अस्तोत्र सत अभय चरणारविंद भक्तिवेदांता स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य बीबीटी फाउंडर आचार्य श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अस्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। श्री श्री राधा गोविंद देव की जय। श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा की जय। श्री श्री गौर निताय की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी हरि हरि बोल। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द assembled devotees, हरे कृष्णा। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द assembled devotees, हरे कृष्णा। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द assembled devotees, हरे कृष्णा। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू श्री श्री गुरु एंड गौरंगा। हरे कृष्ण। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। हरे कृष्णा। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 8. Lord Krishna shows the universal form. And today we have text 45 on the board. And I will read text 44 by myself. Sadhya nashta smritirgopi saropyaroham atmajam pravradha sneha kalila hardya sat yatha pura. Translation: immediately forgetting Yogamaya's illusion that Krishna had shown the universal form within his mouth, Mother Yashoda took her son on her lap as before, feeling increased affection in her heart for her transcendental child. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Purport. Mother Yashoda regarded the vision of the universal form within Krishna's mouth as an arrangement of Yogamaya, like a dream. As one forgets everything after a dream, Mother Yashoda immediately forgot the entire incident. As her natural feeling of affection increased, she decided to herself, now let this incident be forgotten. I do not mind. Here is my son, let me kiss him. So now we can chant text 45 together. Traya chopasanidbhischa Sankhya yogescha satvatai Upagiyamana mahatmyam Harim samanya tatmajam Traya chopasanidbhischa Sankhya yogescha satvatai Upagiyamana mahatmayam Harim samanyatatmajam Traya chopasanidbhischa Sankhya yogescha satvatai Upagiyamana mahatmayam Harim samanyatatmajam. Someone can chant. Traya chopasanidbhischa Sankhya yogescha satvatai Upagiyamana mahatmyam Harim samanyatatmajam. Traya chopasanidbhischa Sankhya yogescha satvatai Upagiyamana mahatmayam Harim samanyatatmajam. Traya chopasanidbhischa Sankhya yogescha satvatai Upagiyamana mahatmayam Harim samanyatatmajam. Traya chopasanidbhischa Sankhya yogescha satvate Upagiyamana mahatmya Harim samanyatatmajam. Traya chopasanidbhischa Sankhya yogescha satvatai Upagiyamana mahatmayam Harim samanyatatmajam. Word to word. Prabhu, should we do the word to word for this? Traya, by studying the three Vedas, Sam, Yajur, and Atharva. Cha also. Upasanidbhi cha. And by studying the Vedic knowledge of the Upanishads, Sankhya Yoga, by reading the literature of Sankhya Yoga, Cha, and Satvatai, by the great sages and devotees, or by reading Vaishnava Tantra, Pancharatras, Upgiyamana Mahatmayam, whose glories are worshipped by all these Vedic literatures. Harim, unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sa, she. Amanyata, considered ordinary. Atmajam, as her own son. Translation. The glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are studied through the three Vedas, the Upanishads, the literature of Sankhya Yoga, and other Vaishnava literature. Yet, Mother Yashoda considered that Supreme Person her ordinary child. Purport. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 15:15, by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, the purpose of studying the Vedas is to understand Him. Vedascha sarver aham eva vedya. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained to Sanatana Goswami that there are three purposes in the Vedas. One is to understand our relationship with Krishna, Sambandha. Another is to act according to that relationship, Abhidheya. And the third is to reach the ultimate goal, Prayojana. The word Prayojana means necessities, and the ultimate necessity is explained by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Prema Pumartho Mahan. The greatest necessity for a human being is the achievement of love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Big purport. Here we see that Mother Yashoda is on the highest stage of necessity, for she is completely absorbed in love for Krishna. In the beginning, the Vedic purpose is pursued in three ways, by Karmakanda, Jnanakanda, and Upasanakanda. When one reaches the complete, perfect stage of Upasanakanda, one comes to worship Narayan or Lord Vishnu. When Parvati asked Lord Mahadev, Lord Shiva, what is the best method of upasana or worship? Lord Shiva answered, Aradhanam sarvesham Vishnur aradhanam param. Vishnu upasana or Vishnu aradhana, worship of Lord Vishnu, is the highest stage of perfection, as realized by Devaki. But here, Mother Yashoda performs no upasana, for she has developed transcendental ecstatic love for Krishna. Therefore, her position is better than that of Devaki. In order to show this, Srila Vyasadeva enunciates this verse, Traya Chopa Nisadbhi, etc. When a human being enters into the study of the Vedas to obtain vidya, knowledge, he begins to take part in human civilization. How many of us knew this before coming to Krishna consciousness? I'll say this one more time. When a human being enters into the study of the Vedas to obtain vidya, knowledge, he begins to take part in human civilization. I was asking how many of us knew this before coming to Krishna consciousness. Now, by studying the Vedas, we actually take part in human civilization. Without that, there is no human civilization. That's what it means here. Then he advances further to study the Upanishads and gain Brahma Gyan, impersonal realization of the absolute truth. And then he advances still further to Sankhya Yoga in order to understand the Supreme Controller, who is indicated in Bhagavad Gita, Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashvatam Divyam. When one understands that Purusha, the Supreme Controller, to be Paramatma, one is engaged in the method of yoga. Dhyanavastita tadgatena manasa pashyanti yam yogina. But Mother Yashoda has surpassed all these stages. She has come to the platform of loving Krishna as her beloved child, and therefore she is accepted to be on the highest stage of spiritual realization. The absolute truth is realized in three features. Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagavaniti Sabdyate. But she is in such ecstasy that she does not care to understand what is Brahman, what is Paramatma, or what is Bhagavan. Bhagavan has personally descended to become her beloved child. Therefore, there is no comparison to Mother Yashoda's good fortune, as declared by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Ramya kaschid upasna vrajvadhu vargena yakalpita. The absolute truth, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, may be realized in different stages, as the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 4:11. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam stateva bhajamiham mam vartmanu vartante manushya partha sarvasa. As men surrender unto me, as I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Pritha. One may be a karmi, a jnani, a yogi, and then a bhakta or prema bhakta. But the ultimate stage of realization is prema bhakti, as actually demonstrated by Mother Yashoda. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gora Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vanchakalpatarubhescha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for having me here. It was perfect timing with all these special events going on. And I can definitely say one thing that I observed. This community is very spiritually surcharged. I was really amazed to hear like powerful kirtans going on continuously. And it was even more amazing to see Vamsidhari Prabhu, who is the leader here. He is like even more powerful. His kirtan yesterday especially was very amazing. So seeing these kind of things, it's very inspiring actually. And some of you live here, so sometimes there is a tendency we can become familiar with people living in the same place. But coming from outside, I could see like it's amazing how wonderful everyone here is nicely engaged and doing very nice service to please Shri Radha Govindaji. So in this verse also, in these two verses actually, as it says in the purport, Vyasadeva, he's writing this verse to show very exalted position of Mother Yashoda. Because as we heard, many people, they study the Vedas, and how we were hearing Radhakund Prabhu explaining the pastime of Lord Chaitanya visiting Banaras and meeting these Vedantists, Vedanta scholars. But they could not understand what's the goal of the Vedas. And how in the purport here it says that goal of the Vedas is to understand Krishna. Shri Radha Govindaji ki jai. So the goal is to understand Krishna by studying all these different Vedic literatures. But we heard how the great Vedic scholars, they did not understand Krishna by studying the Vedas. Rather, they were actually criticizing Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for chanting like a sentimentalist. So there is a lot of confusion about understanding Krishna or understanding God or Bhagavan. And it's very evident, I'm sure many of us, we have seen this, like meeting so many different people come to the temple, or some of us who go outside to meet people for different programs. So many people, they are very confused about, or maybe they think they know who is Bhagavan, but as we heard from this pastime of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, meeting the Vedic scholars, many people, they may think they know, but not necessarily they actually know who is Bhagavan. And so even by studying the Vedas, by studying the Upanishads, one can at max get to understanding of Brahman. Doing service in the West, I do service at the temple in Los Angeles. It's called New Dwarka Dham. So there we go out distributing books to people outside at different places, schools, colleges, shopping centers, parking lots, wherever you can find people, just go and distribute. And we meet people, I'm sure here also, those of you who go, you meet people, they have different understanding. And many times they would even say, especially when you meet some people from India, you ask them, oh, we are sharing Bhagavad Gita. I already know. And but you can see if you already know, then you would do something about it. But many people who are from there, who have taken birth in Western countries and who grew up there, learning the lifestyle there. So many of them, they also going through different experiences. They start taking interest in these kind of spiritual understanding. So some of them, they may even have read, like say, some parts of the Vedas or Upanishads. But like here, how Srila Prabhupada is saying, at max, they can get to understanding Brahman, not Bhagavan. And many of them, yoga is very popular. It's like there are so many yoga studios in major cities in the Western countries. And many people, they go to do yoga for mainly to become healthy, so they can enjoy life better. Because when you're in good health, you can do things, right? So they go to yoga studios and learn these yoga asanas, exercises. And I personally have met some also who say that they are curious to learn more. They want to know the yoga philosophy. Is it just like doing some exercises, or is there more? So many of these studios, they don't even explain the word yoga, what yoga means. And we know how yoga is explained in the Bhagavad Gita by Krishna himself. Actually, all different kinds of yoga practice are explained. So, in essence, we know yoga means to link. And that's what is mentioned here, right at the start of the purport, where there is a mention of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu speaking to Sanatana Goswami. I think this is the chapter that's called Ultimate Goal of Life in Chaitanya Charitamrita, where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains this understanding, Sambandha, Abhideya and Prayojana. So there is a lot of, this like information age. So there is a lot of information. People just, anything they want to know, they just pick one of these things. And what they do, they ask the Google guru. And they can find out whatever they want to know. Many of them, some people actually, they make a joke about people in the IT industry. Is there anyone here who works in the IT? Okay, so I hope you don't mind. So they say like, it's easy to become an IT person because all they do is they study all these years, but at last I have few devotee friends who work in the IT industry, and they have told me also what they do is when they hear like there is some issue, they themselves Google like how to deal with this issue many times. So there is a lot of information, but that information has not helped anyone to understand Bhagavan. To understand Bhagavan, we need this information, Srimad Bhagavatam. That's why Narada Muni personally instructed Vyasadeva to write Srimad Bhagavatam, exclusively telling people about Krishna. Because even by studying the Vedas, one gets confused. Not everyone can understand the Vedas. And these days, people don't even live so long to study all the Vedas in detail. So that's why Vyasadeva was instructed by his guru, Narada Muni, to write this great work, Srimad Bhagavatam, so people can be enlightened about understanding of Krishna. But again, there is still a mystery. In Kali Yuga, still there is so much confusion. My spiritual master says, in the land where Krishna himself appeared, there is so much confusion about Krishna. So, how can one understand Krishna in Kali Yuga? It's only possible to understand it by understanding Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because without going through Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one cannot understand Krishna. And now understanding Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is even more difficult because he is Chana avatar. He is the hidden incarnation of Krishna. He's not an incarnation actually, that's Krishna himself who come in disguise. And so for people of Kali Yuga, the easiest way is to go through Srila Prabhupada, because we can see in our own life example how we come to understand about Krishna. How many of us here can say that they actually understood the position of Krishna before coming in contact with Srila Prabhupada? Okay, so it's not only me. So, yeah, one cannot understand Krishna by so many other methods that are out there. One has to come to a pure devotee to understand Krishna. And that's the easiest way to understand Krishna, especially in this age. So here, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is explaining all these deep concepts of understanding what is our relationship with Krishna or Bhagavan, and then what can we do once we understand the relationship. What do we do in that relationship? So, like, what does a disciple does when he accepts a guru? A disciple serves the guru. He takes instructions and he carries out the instructions. So once one understands what is the relationship, then one has to do some service. And then what should that service lead to? One would understand what would happen after you serve the guru. What happens when one serves one guru, one spiritual master? Anyone wants to share something like what happens? We all are serving our gurus here. Yeah, what happens? What's the result of that? Yeah, cleansing of the heart, cheto darpanamarjanam. So it's not like a imaginative artificial process. When one engages in serving a pure devotee, then they become themselves, they become cleansed of all the impurities, and one can become a pure devotee also. So in this example of Mother Yashoda here, she is not following any of these processes. No upasana, no yoga, no meditation, nothing. But she has so much love for Krishna. So someone may say, actually many people say this, I don't need to study this book, or I don't need to go to a temple, or so many things people say. And some people say, I have God in my heart, so I don't need to go outside. So different people, they have different understanding. And they think actually they already know God. But when one knows God, then one is like Mother Yashoda. They cannot think of anything else. Their only thought is how to serve, how to show love, how to exchange love. That's what she was thinking. When Arjuna saw the universal form, what was Arjuna's experience? Would anyone like to share? When Arjuna saw the universal form, what was Arjuna feeling, or what was he going through? So Arjuna, he was actually scared. He was like, this is such a ghastly form, I don't want to see it. He asked Krishna actually, I want to see you in your two-handed forms. He didn't want to see the universal form. But in Los Angeles, we also have the Bhagavad Gita Museum. And there is like a very nice diorama of the universal form. It's actually made like a theater. They have seats, they sit, and then you look at the universal form, and it's like with lights and stuff. It's showing all different aspects of the Vishwarup, of the universal form. And most people who come to the museum, you ask them, what did you like? What was the best thing you saw in the museum? Most of them, especially people who are from there, they will say, oh, I love that universal form. It's so beautiful. So most people, that's how they want to see God. That's how they understand. They want to see God in that way. Because it's like there is no understanding of offering service. I mean, imagine if you have Vishwarup here on your altar. I don't know how many devotees you will need to do all the service that will be required. So people have all these ideas, and they do things based on whatever their understanding is. But Krishna himself, as Vyasadeva, he wrote all these Vedic literatures out of compassion for people like us who have no awareness, no understanding of Krishna, so we can understand and get to know Krishna as a person, as the Supreme Person, as a Bhagavan, and then we engage in serving Him in that mood, in that relationship, sambandha. And then we can develop this love for, it's actually mentioned, Mother Yashoda, she's a Nitya-Siddha devotee. So she don't have to do all these kind of processes. She don't have to sit in meditation on Krishna, or she don't have to go to a yoga studio and try to connect with the Paramatma. She already has that love, natural love, because even after seeing the universal form, if we understand the difference in experience of Arjuna, and if we look at Mother Yashoda, she didn't even care. We heard in the purport here, she's saying, oh, it's just a dream, just forget about this. I need to take care of my kid. So that's how she's thinking, that Krishna is my child. Because she has this sambandha of being a mother. She has parental affection for Krishna. And so it doesn't mean that she's not a pure devotee, because there are different relationships. One can relate to Krishna as a servant. We know Dasya, then Sakhya, and then what's Vatsalya and Madhurya. So one can serve Krishna as a servant, who's like a pure devotee servant of Krishna, like from Krishna's pastimes. Can anyone take a guess? Someone who is in Dasharas? Who? Hanuman. Yes. Yesterday we were doing Jai Ram, Jai Ram. So Hanuman is in Dasharas. Actually, Radhakund Prabhu, he was explaining. Lord Chaitanya himself is asking Murari Gupta, you forget about Ram, worship Krishna. And he couldn't even sleep. He was up all night and he was crying. He was like, I cannot forget Ram, but I said to Lord Chaitanya, I will worship Krishna now. So Murari Gupta, who is considered to be an avatar of Hanuman, he was actually going through great difficult time. Have any one of you stayed up all night thinking about some service you have been given and you don't want to do it? You can imagine Murari Gupta's situation. Lord Chaitanya personally asked him. And there he's up all night and he's crying, I cannot forget Ram. But Lord Chaitanya is asking me, worship Krishna. So this is natural love. Lord Chaitanya was very pleased to hear that you have so much love for Lord Ram. That's your sambandha. You just stay in that. You don't have to change your situation. But if we take example from, was it Venkata Bhatta, father of Gopala Bhatta, I think? So Lord Chaitanya, he had a discussion with him when he was traveling to South India. I think Venkata Bhatta was also a devotee of Lord Ram. Is that right? And then, so they had discussion. Lakshmi Narayan. Oh yes. So he was worshipping Lakshmi Narayan. And then they had discussion. And then Lord Chaitanya, I believe he asked him, so if Narayan is supreme, then why is Lakshmi, she is doing austerities for so many years to get association of Krishna? And that's what made him realize, okay, there is still something more to be known about Narayan. He has other aspects. So in actually second chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. He's explaining all this, that some people think Krishna is an avatar of Vishnu, or Vishnu is an avatar of Krishna. Different people, they say different things. So then there, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he's explaining that one should study these Shastras, these Vedic literatures, and one should try to understand these things. If we don't do this, we will not progress in devotional service. We will stay like an unaware neophyte. Srila Sridhar Swami, he gives comments in the 11th canto, where the different grades of devotees are explained, like neophyte, Kanishta Adhikari, Madhyama Adhikari, and Uttama Adhikari. So there Sridhar Swami, he is saying that Kanishta Adhikari, like a neophyte devotee, is actually explained, they are like Bhakta Adama. It's like very low stage of being a devotee. So one should try to get to at least to Madhyama Adhikari. One should get to at least what's the English for Madhyama Adhikari? The middle stage, where what's the qualities of a devotee in that stage is that they know the Shastra, but their faith is not as strong as Uttama Adhikari. They have faith, but their faith hasn't developed to that degree like a Uttama Adhikari. Because a Uttama Adhikari, whatever they do it naturally. They don't have to come to Mangalarati because they should do it. No, they naturally do it because they have so much love for the deities. They just want to come and see the deities, the first thing. That's what they want to do. Of course, they are seeing the deity within their heart, but still, you also see the deity in the temple. And there is actually a verse in the 3rd canto, and I guess it's Kapila Muni telling his mother Devahuti, Pashyanti te me ruchiranyam vasanta prasanna vaktraruna lochanani Rupani divyani vara pradani sakam acham sprahanyam vadanti. There in the purport, Srila Prabhupada is explaining a pure devotee, they can actually talk to the deities and the deity would talk back to them. And but when a neophyte comes before the deity, what do they see? Or what is their experience? So, we can see for ourselves where we are, but we can appreciate the position of these Uttama Adhikaris. The main thing we want to understand is when we are in the beginning stage, we don't do things just because we have so much love for Krishna. But a pure devotee, they do it because they naturally have love for Krishna. Like Mother Yashoda, she is showing, she don't have to study the Vedas to feed Krishna. She don't have to sit in a meditation to think, oh, Krishna is hungry, let me go and feed him. She don't have to do some yoga asana to think that I have to go and feed Krishna now, Krishna must be hungry. No, she don't have to do all that. She, because of her natural love, she knows what he needs and she only sees him as her own son. She has no concept, even if it comes to her, because from time to time, the opulences of Krishna, they are shown, they manifest. But she just totally ignores it. Or at max, she says, oh, Garga Muni, he said that my son, he has some special powers, almost like Narayan, but he's not Narayan. She would think like this. Even when Krishna lifted Govardhan hill, she was thinking, Krishna didn't lift it. He's like such a small boy. His like hands are not even strong to lift a big hill like this. She thinks actually it's Nanda Maharaj who lifted it. And then it's mentioned in the Acharya's commentaries that, many of his friends, because his friends also had their sticks sticking up to the hill, and so they would say, yeah, it wasn't you, it was me who actually lifted the hill. The friends would joke with Krishna like that. So we can see like these devotees, they have so much love for Krishna. They are not in like awe and reverence. Oh, like God is so great, he has so many mystic powers, he can do this, he can do that. No. They just like have pure love based in whatever relationship they are in. Like Madhu Mangal, he's a friend. So he relates to Krishna as a friend. He doesn't think, Krishna, you are God, I have to bring all these laddus and offer it to you. He doesn't do that. He just shares it because, Krishna, we are friends. I got all these laddus, let's have them. Like yesterday, Vamsidhari Prabhu, he was saying, let's distribute the laddus. What was the song he was saying? Laddu khilao. So the devotees, we can see like they were getting very excited yesterday, especially hearing all this chanting and just chanting names of Lord Ram so enthusiastically. So we get like a glimpse of this kind of attraction when we are in a very powerful kirtan, or maybe there is like a big feast. My spiritual master says when there is a good feast, no one has any doubts about Krishna consciousness. He says everyone is so absorbed, don't disturb me, let me have prasadam. No disturbance. In japa, if you come and disturb me, it's okay. Once in a while you can do it. But while I'm taking prasadam, I don't want any disturbance. So, but gradually we want to progress from there, from appreciating Krishna in the form of prasadam. At least we want to come to the stage where we can appreciate chanting our japa, just like being absorbed in the japa. Like I see some of you come early morning and just like sit in front of Prabhupada chanting so nicely. It's very inspiring. And then, of course, gradually we want to get to the higher stages of devotional practice. So we don't just have to hear about, oh, this devotee, he's like so advanced. No, Prabhupada, he actually wants all of his followers to become Bhakti Siddhantas. What does it mean? Means like we have to understand Bhagavad Gita, we have to understand Srimad Bhagavatam, That would make one Bhakti Vedanta apparently. And then we have to understand Chaitanya Charitam. Should get to this stage. And in one of the purports, just in one of the verses that will be coming after this, it says the easiest way is just by hearing about these kinds of devotees, like hearing about glories of Mother Yashoda, one can develop the same affection that Mother Yashoda has for Krishna. One cannot take the position of Mother Yashoda because that's fixed. But one can develop the same affection, same love for Krishna that Mother Yashoda has. And how many of you would like to have that? I'm sure by engaging in kirtans like yesterday, naturally we all aspire for that kind of goal. And that's why this is given here, so we can aspire for these higher stages of bhakti, and we know what's the highest standards of devotional service. So these were some of the thoughts I kind of collected by looking at this verse, but I'm sure you have been discussing it for many days and you have lots of reflections and realizations, so please share some. Okay, looks like we are completely surcharged from yesterday, couple of days of festivals, and it's pretty cold, so it's understandable, so we can end here. Thank you very much for your kind attention and for the opportunity. Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.